welcome to this week's episode of 5 Minute Fridays. I'm Miranda.
And I'm Dan.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I have missed you so much. We've gone
Missed
for a
you
whole
too.
week.
No.
We'll talk about IBC.
Yep. But first, let's dive right in to the gear. Today we're streaming to YouTube at 1080p, 29.9 frames per second, and 6 megabytes per second, using vMix Pro version 21, the Philium Custom PC i5 7500 3.4 gigahertz GTX 1050 Ti with 8 gigabytes of RAM, all nestled on a beautiful gigabyte
GAZ270X Ultra Gaming motherboard.
Yes.
There you go.
We are using our PTZ Optics USB 20X via USB 3.0.
Which Tim tells me is dropping frames, so
Oh.
we need to fix something later. But we'll work on that. Go ahead.
I also have our Microsoft Live Cam Studio via USB 2.0, the Audio Technica AT3031, our Behringer UMC 202 via USB 2.0, and using vMix Social via Kindle Fire. Please drop us some comments. We have our vMix mousepad, the standard edition. And, of course, our X-Keys XKE124 T-Bar with the video switcher set via USB. I can kind of talk.
All right. And as usual, we're doing this on the fly. We're going to, since we're talking about IBC and Maggie was there with me, she is our special guest today.
Yep.
But we only have 2 chairs, so we're going to
tag out.
Take the social with you so you can still monitor that for us. In case we get some comments worth sharing.
All right.
Mags, we're back. We made it.
We made it.
And we had a great time meeting our friends.
Yes.
Like Rudy and Martin and everybody. And so we're going to start a little slideshow. And so upper left there, we're in the green room behind the vMix booth with Dan Sinclair and Rudy Ingalls. And you and there, they're messing around with Tim and Rudy. Rudy is holding up a custom Lego that Miranda printed for him with his School of Live Streaming logo on it.
That's
and he
very
was
cool.
very, very appreciative.
Yes, he was.
So now this is what we call X-Keys in the wild, when we go out on the show floor hunting for other people using X-Keys in their demos. And what was this one next?
This is the Omni Player keyboard, and it was really cool to meet this company. I've been corresponding with them through email for over 10 years, and so it was really, really neat to meet them. They're based in the Netherlands, so I believe this is more or less a giant jingle playout board for them. So they're happy. We're happy they're happy. And there's a close-up picture of it. So like I said, it looks like it's their jingle setup. They have a big stop button.
And they're using the Paper Legends cutout inserts, which we're going to talk to them about.
Yeah, they saw the printed keys and got really excited.
Cool.
So Miranda's already going to work on that and send them over some nice artwork. Yep, and there's the Omni player. So, yep, radio jingles. Of course.
Yeah. Who are these guys?
Is that a banana?
How do you say?
I'm not sure. I think that might be a banana, but
It looks like they're using their T-bar for something.
yeah, something.
There
There it is again. No, in all reality, the guys are amazing. They did great support for X-Keys right in the booth. Of course, that's vMix running part of their show with it.
Yep, and they sent people to our booth to look at all the X-Keys, and we sent people to their booth to check out more of vMix, more than what we had on our demo.
Absolutely. And this looks like Enco. Really cool. They are actually, one of their offices is based right here in Michigan, so I've also been talking to them for a very long time. Miranda and I see them every year at NAB, and so they are using their RXK80 with custom printed keys, which looks fantastic. And again, this is another radio automation playout system, and this goes with all of their systems, so
Yeah, I
they're
think they play
very
like
happy.
sound effects and short audio clips and stuff.
Yep, they said they just love the printed keys, though, so they're very happy. Yeah, let's see, who's this? Is this Chiron? Yep, this looks like Chiron. It's kind of a faraway picture. Their booth was really busy. I was trying not to be too invasive, but again, I think this is just one of their play-out keyboards.
Mm-hmm.
They've been buying from us for a long time. Yep, that's
There it
another
is again.
zoomed-in picture. And I think that's just the other one. They actually had multiple X-Keys out, so I was creeping behind him.
Yes.
He was actually using it, too. I probably should have tried taking a video. Either way, very cool to see him in the wild. And that looks like Wirecast. Yep.
Wirecast had our Wirecast control surface out.
And this looks like, this is Odyssey. Another really great experience. I got to meet Bart. He owns this company, and again, based in the Netherlands. Haven't never met them in person. Another radio playout box. They're happy as can be. They also use paper legends, so we're going to get him an artwork file. And this is Pliant.
Pliant,
Pliant,
yeah.
yep. And this is interesting. They actually use an X-Keys in their booth to do a demo of their product. So not necessarily selling X-Keys, but again, just showing how cool it is.
Yeah, they use it to control kind of like live.
Yep.
Their salesman's talking to somebody, can quickly call up something
Exactly.
on there. I think it's a glorified PowerPoint kind of presentation. But.
Yep, so they absolutely love him. He was happy to see. Oh, geez.
Okay, now we come to, this is, we had some fake news issues where it has been reported by an individual who will remain nameless
Oh, that's awesome.
that that the VMix team beat the Team No Slogan. And it's partially true, first round, but first off, we thought we were up against a Wookiee.
Exactly.
You know what they say about Wookiees, and you shouldn't beat them. And then they did this when they started, which was like, you talk about intimidation. You see somebody come up and do this.
Oh, my God.
How do you bowl after that? It took us 3 frames to recover.
Totally distracted us.
I threw 2 gutter balls to start the frame.
I think I made
game.
it to the other lane. I don't know. It was
Awful
intense.
experience. But by the second round, we had recovered.
Yes, we did. And I
And
believe you had the high score in that
Team
second
No
round.
Slogan, we took them out at every level.
Yes, we did.
So the actual score, the factual score from that match is Team VMix 1, Team No Slogan 1.
I think that means we need to play another game.
It's going to have to
It has
happen.
to happen.
Probably at NAB or, I don't know.
Miranda's going to get in on this one, though.
Yeah. Well,
She's
hopefully
actually
we'll
been on a
get
bowling
Miranda on
team,
that one.
so she's pretty good.
Okay, so that was our IBC report.
Yep.
And we're going to wrap this up, and then I've got some more stuff to cover in the post show.
Cool. Thanks for watching,
Thanks for watching.
guys.
See you guys next week.
And we're back.
We're back, and you're back.
I'm back. It's
Thanks.
magic.
Just before the show started, I was on Facebook answering some X-Keys questions. And one of them was how to make like a custom layout for different end users in vMix. And it's pretty simple. When you set up your shortcuts, there's a tick box that says local preset only. And if you check that box, you can create a whole set of shortcuts and activators the same way for a given preset or a given user, and then you can save that out and reload it for somebody else. Then the question came up on how to label the keys, and somebody said, well, I wish there was a skin we could put over the X keys. Recently, we had somebody make this, and we just started carrying it. This was actually built for the R128. You could use it on the T-bar if you cut a slot out for the T-bar.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced that this is a very good solution. You get that camera up there for me. So this is our switcher in our studio. And you can see if you lay this thing over, I'm just not sure how it's going to feel. You can obviously see pretty well through it. But
Right.
what we have done, and you can see on this one, is we're using the people refer to them as scribble strips. And it's just a 1/2 inch wide roll of white tape that's kind of made for this purpose, so it's easy to write on. And we, for each show, we fill in what our inputs are going to be. Leave them on there. You can see our mic button is flashing right now. You can see our live inputs. Punch some different previews. If we can't punch the live one, or we'll lose the shot. But punch some different previews, and you can see our activators lighting them up.
Yep.
So that's our solution to it. I think Tim and vMix, he's got a month to set up the next show, so he uses printed keys or the custom keys we made to arrange for the way he likes. But
Right.
he's the only one using it, so it's not that big a deal. But no, go ahead to us. Put the little overlay thing on there. Yeah, that's our little T-bar cam. But this is available on our website, $12.95.
Yep.
Email sales@xkeys.com. It's a new product, so it's not listed yet, but we can sell this to you if you want to try it.
Yep. Check it out.
And we have questions. What do we have for questions?
Rudy says, what about buying the biggest X keys you can afford and put different shows on one keyboard? I like that.
Yeah, or, what we'd really like, Rudy, is for you to just buy another X keys. And so we have one T-bar ready for this show, and then when you switch to the other show, plug the other one in.
Yep.
We like that idea. Of course, white tape's a little cheaper, but...
Well, it's
we have
good
any
for last minute.
other questions or
Let's
interesting
see.
comments?
Well...
Nice to
what do we
see
got?
Rudy in the chat. I saw
Yep,
Martin
Rudy.
Steed in the chat. Martin, that was just a terrific time meeting you at IBC. I look forward to when we get to meet you again and Rudy again. Maggie's still here. She's just hiding in the corner. If you guys have any questions for her, we can
Say.
you can sneak back in
we
behind
can
Miranda.
share.
Scooch over.
Share.
All right.
John's asking if we can drink anything other than Heineken.
I'm
were-
not ever drinking Heineken
Yeah,
again.
sorry to offend any Netherlanders.
Yep,
But
sorry, but I'm good on that.
Heineken was my least favorite beer on that trip.
All right. I'm thinking that was about
It's so
the bowling, maybe?
Was there a bowling question?
Not question, comment. It's also quiet.
I
don't
don't
know.
Rebuttal?
Don't know about that.
All
But yay.
right.
Hi, Martin.
Let's see here.
Rudy has one there.
Oh, no.
I see.
Which,
Look at the latest one. Keep going up. I bet you'll find it. There we go.
what was the most successful X keys at the booth?
I think the most successful X Keys was the video switcher set with the T-bar.
Absolutely.
That guy. Probably because we had it running the vMix demo with our Lego newsroom.
Legos is an international language for sure. Everybody knows Legos. One of my favorite parts about the show this year, though, I think, Dan, you said this too, was we met a lot of resellers that already knew us.
Yep.
But they didn't see the whole family of X keys. So that was really neat for me to open their eyes and to show them, literally physically show them the customization, pop off different keys, show them the custom keys. So that's always one of my favorite parts of the show for sure.
Yeah, I was really kind of surprised that this was the first time we've ever done IBC. And the number of people that came in that said, oh, yeah, I know X keys. I use them.
Yep.
But then they would start looking around the booth at the other models and say, I didn't know that you had this one with a joystick or this one with a jog and shuttle or this one that I can plug my own switches into. So,
Yep,
so that was pretty
absolutely.
cool.
Stroop waffles, of course, delicious.
Yeah, if you've never had a freshly made Stroop waffle,
Yes, I'm almost feeling a little bad because I brought some home to share, but I had one and it's nothing like the fresh ones. I mean, they were good, but definitely fresh ones is where it's at. So
Yep.
Thanks, Tim. I'll give you a shout out for that, for pointing that out for me. It was delicious.
Oh, and one more time, I want to thank Martin Sinclair
Oh my gosh,
for
yes.
coming through so that we could actually live stream from their booth last week.
He got it done.
He did.
Oh, that was awesome.
And everyone for joining in with the show. That was one of my favorite shows, actually, watching it in the hotel that night. We were just laughing with it just shows how crazy streaming can be, but at the same time, it all worked. So it was just great to see all the different countries and all the different vMix users, and it was just neat.
And some of those guys had no idea they were going to.
Nope,
I don't think
no
Martin
clue.
Steed or Yannick. had
Yannick,
any
if you're
idea.
watching, you did great, kid.
Yeah, it was that was kind of fun, just grabbing them and throwing them in front of the camera.
Yep,
Oh,
absolutely.
that was a fun show.
And you guys, great job posting back there.
And a lot of people asked about Miranda, so she was missed.
Yeah.
We'll see if we can get you over
Alright.
there next year.
Okay. Let's see here. Martin C., great. It was great to spend time with you guys.
Yep,
Absolutely.
sure was.
I promise you that pie if you ever come, guys. I swear.
Could you make those scribble strips magnetic? Probably.
Yeah, it wouldn't really work on our X keys, though,
No.
because our blockers are plastic.
Right.
So, and it's not hard to just peel them off.
No, it comes right
It's-
off, doesn't leave any
I
residue
was
or
going to
anything
say, I
kinda
on
don't
there.
think it makes
It's
it
kind of like
sticky.
painter's tape in that aspect.
Yeah.
It was kind of made to come
Great
right off.
runner. Well, great runner. Thanks,
Yes.
Rudy. It's funny because anyone who knows me in my life knows that Maggie does not run for fun. That was the
doesn't.
hardest I've ever ran to accomplish that. So I definitely appreciate the shout out. I'm waiting for my award, though. I thought I was going to get a trophy, maybe.
For
It's
that.
still in the
Sprint.
works. Come on.
I just realized I'm still wearing my badge. Gosh, I'm afraid of this thing. Jeez.
All right. I think that's
I
all.
think that's probably it.
All right.
Awesome.
Thanks, everybody.
Yep.
Yes, thanks for joining
Happy
in.
Friday.
See you next week.
Have a great weekend.